Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today is Monday, November 24th, 2025. And it's Thanksgiving this week, so we'll be out Thursday for that, just FYI. We're back from Argentina. It was really great. There's a lot of optimism just in general. And also, last week we started testing Mainnet rewards. We didn't transfer, we didn't do the transfer from Ethereum Mainnet to Tellor Mainnet, but we just wanted to test the functionality. They went really fast because we didn't actually change the rate at which they were distributed. So we only added 1,000 TRB, which is a quarter of what is normally distributed over a month. And it lasted about a week. So that went as expected, or I guess as expected. So next week, we'll start another test with additional rewards that will be distributed at a quarter of that rate. So they will last a whole month. It may not be profitable yet. We'll come up with some numbers so that you guys can make a decision of whether or not you want to come and test now. But it'll be 1,000 TRB distributed over the whole month. It'll allow us to continue to test our system before we actually do the transition. With that in mind, everybody, you are welcome to come and test with us. Just keep that in mind. There are no airdrops. Aside from that, I think that's everything that I need to say for now. So let's get started where we're at. Dan, since you ran all the numbers.
There's just an update to the profitability checker on that note, if anyone wants to run it. But I've been working on a new flag for the reporter daemon where it will potentially block a price submission if it deviates too much from the last reported price.
All right, well, thank you. There was a lot of talk about profitability last week, and I know you guys ran some reports that you guys shared with the community. Even though technically the minimum TRB that you have to, or that you need to stake to become a staker, it's 1 TRB. To break even at the current rate, it was 10 TRB. To break even with the rate or a quarter of that rate, it'll be about 40 TRB. But like I said, we haven't tested this. We'll figure this out as we turn that on next week. So keep that in mind if you guys still come over and test with us. Spotty, you got all the questions from the community. So
yeah, I mean, they heard from me a lot last week when everybody was talking about profitability. I don't really have anything else to add. We are a lot better at tracking profitability than we used to be. And one thing that we need to start doing too, that reporters will need to do, maybe new reporters might not be aware of this, but to be able to get rewards, you have to unbond tokens. So you have to start unbonding tokens so that in 21 days you can start getting rewards. So we kind of need to figure out how much and how often we want to do that also. You'd say once a week, I'm going to unbond 10, just a number, random number. Then 21 days from now, you get 10. And then if you keep doing that with a script or something, then you have some income to pay bills.
I mean, we had even talked last week about maybe just having a flag that it auto unbonds any rewards or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if we implement it, we start testing it. But Akram
made a repo for the indexer stuff. Also have a PR for the front end. I have the AWS instance running for the front end, kind of using my own URL. So once Ryan agrees, then we can merge things. The indexer is still catching up on Saga, so I have to wait for that. Yeah, I guess some of the stuff that we talked about last week with Nick, I still haven't looked into as far as the telemetry and why the numbers are not consistent.
Ryan, did you ever show the community the new page that you did with the latest reported, or
the feeds page?
Yeah, the feeds page. Or is
I
that
have not? Yeah, so I mean, so essentially we had this was the relayer site that we had originally up. We did share that in the past, but what we did was we added an extra overview tab, which is essentially all of the current feeds that Tellor is relaying to other chains. This was kind of we just felt like the data feed was more like in the moment as the data was coming in. But if a user wanted to come and see what kind of feeds were currently streaming out, relaying to other chains, this would be a better snapshot to see the heartbeat, deviation threshold, and just which feeds exactly we're reporting.
Well, I really liked it. I figured at some point I wanted to show it off, and thank you for jumping on it as I put you on the spot.
Yeah, all good.
Caleb?
I've just been getting back into the swing of things with DevOps, trying to set up some storage reset stuff for like half of my instances, and then doing some digging into profitability this morning and other random investigations and queries. And then going to go back to getting the indexer using the block explorer and mainly adding things to the indexer that we need for the block explorer. And then, gonna keep testing the reporters to optimize gas usage on that and anything else that pops up.
Tim?
Yeah, I'm also getting back into the swing of things after being at DevConnect in Argentina. One thing I think would be useful is scraping and monitoring the relayer itself and just collecting all this data on how it's performed after it's been running for a few months now, and I guess kind of less time in its current iteration. So we have all this monitoring to make sure the data is getting over to the users as expected, but there's also a lot of redundancy in place. So I want to see how one specific relayer is performing. Is it actually tipping when it needs to? Is it catching price deviations like it should? And then I also have plenty of documentation to do for the relayer because I've done a lot of changes on it more recently.
Yeah, and we might have a new deployment to a new chain or an old chain very soon. So we'll be testing some of that stuff there. How was last week, Nick?
Last week was great. Everything was smooth. Even with the new rewards. I mean, they went a little faster than expected, but smoothly otherwise. I'm excited to hear about your guys' week. What was the big takeaway, Oracle wise or DeFi wise?
At least my impression, everybody's super, super optimistic in many ways, but mostly on all the capital coming in through TradFi, which is, I don't know, I think some of the benefits of that is that people will build hopefully better things just because they will be required to. I think maybe risk people could start better assessing it just because otherwise I don't think institutional investment is going to go into that. But on the opposite side of that coin, I feel that I don't know, the emphasis is too much, at least for me, the emphasis on institutional investment coming in and really catering to them, it's really, really high, too high, in my opinion, for the maturity of the industry, for the current maturity of the industry or immaturity of the industry. But I think it'll help it grow. Ultimately, it is new capital. It'll create new startups, and we'll see where we land. I mean, everybody's experimenting, so it's really interesting to see how much more people are talking about risk management and mitigation just to cater for this new capital. But that was my impression. We spent the majority of our time at DevConnect, which was really amazing. It was really different than it was called DevConnect. In general, the people that organize a lot of these DeFi events organize like the Oracle Summit, the Stable Summit pretty frequently. And this time they decided to do, and it's usually, one of them will be at one location and then the other thing will be happening in another location. For DevConnect, they decided to do DeFi Connect, and within one big building, they had the Oracle Summit, the Vault Summit, Staking Summit, Privacy Summit, and obviously the Stablecoin Summit. And so it was really great to see everybody under one roof, because you got to talk to a lot of people that were either part of your stack or you were part of their stack, and also be able to see and listen to how they view the industry or the direction that we're going, or trying to guess, or where we were going. So listening to their opinions and their future plans all in one roof was super interesting and really helpful, rather than just jumping around from location to location. I really liked it. I really liked the way that it was done. I hope that it continues to be done in one space. I realize that it has to accommodate a lot more people, but it was really useful to just walk from like the Oracle Summit to the Stablecoin Summit to the Vault Summit, and then privacy, right? Because all of these financial infrastructure, it's all related, but then privacy is usually, I feel like it's people have it, or people have these conversations more on the cypherpunk kind of conferences. And bringing it into DeFi, I think it's super important, because we actually need it. We need it, I feel, more or faster and sooner than anyone else, because we're just growing way faster than anything else in the crypto space. So it was nice to have it in there. I don't know, what were your thoughts, guys? You guys were at the booth most of the time. I was just going around everywhere.
For the conference in general, I agree. There seems to be a very heavy emphasis on institutional money coming in, which in my opinion has also kind of had some good side effects for like a normal retail user. I feel like in the past, as someone who hasn't used like a ton of crypto products, some of the like vaults and things that you could do to like earn yields were kind of like a black box, unless if you just took the time to like do the research and understood exactly how it worked and what's the risk. And there seems to be a big emphasis on trying to be more transparent with that and give like risk ratings to different vaults, so that people can come in and assess like how risky they want to be without needing to do like huge tech deep dives into everything and understand it, which I think is really cool and should hopefully help more people come into the space in a safer way, because nothing's going to turn somebody off from crypto more than just losing all their money. So, but from our booth, I actually got quite a few questions about our dispute mechanisms, and if we were looking at other ones. There was even one guy who was writing a PhD dissertation on different dispute mechanisms, and so it's kind of cool to see the space like recognizing that that's like a huge thing that we need, like kind of across every type of product in the space. So that was cool for me.
Anything to add, Tim, Ryan?
Yeah, Brenda and Caleb covered a lot of things that I would have thought of. Then also Brenda did a few talks. Yeah, hopefully those are online. But those are some interesting new perspectives for Tellor presentations. Yeah, I thought they were pretty interesting. I talked to a number of people that seem to appreciate our niche in the Oracle space. They appreciated that we have focused on decentralization and building a very secure Oracle. So I thought that was refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah, just a shout out to the party action people. The DeFi Connect event felt it was cool to have all those different facets in one location, so you can kind of pop in and get a different take. But yeah, for me, it was like stable coins and vaults. Vaults kept popping up, so I think Caleb kind of touched on it, but especially with the whole thing that happened with Morpho, I think that kind of spawned this desire for more transparency with what's going on in DeFi, which just shows that there is this appetite for DeFi products that ultimately need oracles. So, yeah, but all in all, a great event. Had my own little DJ set at the end that was not expecting to be on a big stage, but thought it was just going to be something tucked away in the corner, which it was at first, but then they moved it over to the big stage. So that was a fun time as well.
Did you record it?
We did.
Not the whole thing, but there's footage.
All right.
Yeah, we did.
My soccer team also came in third place at the conference tournament. Not the Uniswap Cup, but there's another one. I think it was hosted by IT Rock or something like that. Soccer tournament itself, safety hazard, but great time.
You survived it though.
No injuries.
No injuries. Good. Right. Yeah, no, overall, it's always a great experience. It's always good to, all of these conferences, just to go out there and talk about Tellor and what we're doing and why we're doing it. It's important. And there's always newcomers, so it's great to be able to have the opportunity to help educate them. And yeah, I can't wait till the next one. But for now, I feel like being home is phenomenal. So
it was really cool being in Argentina, with like their history with their banks. Kind of like we're kind of privileged in the US a little bit of like not really having like a lot of people who inherently distrust the institutions because they've been screwed over. So like it was kind of cool to see like how like excited and into it people like from Argentina were, because it's like actually like a need there. And like so that it was pretty cool to get like that perspective for that week. So
yeah, it was a lot more businesses were willing to take crypto. A lot more advertisements about using crypto to pay for coffee, and with your crypto wallets. Granted, Argentina has had a very turbulent several years, and they've experienced a lot of inflation through the years, and it seems like they go through cycles where they go through these spirals of really bad inflation, and then it sort of stabilizes, and then it goes haywire again, and it goes back to not being able to trust their governments in general. And lucky for them, crypto exists, and they actually use it. A lot of people use it either for payroll or even for everyday things, which is super interesting to see in the wild, because we talk about these things a lot of times hypothetically in our presentations, but being in Argentina and seeing that people are actually using this as a way of life, it's really interesting. Makes it real, makes it very real. All right. Anything else before we actually... No? All right, well, happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys next week.